Hello everyone, my name's Steve. I'm a freelance makeup artist working under Faithless and Flawless. Now, this is day one of lockdown. This is my YouTube channel, which I normally just use for test prosthetics, to send to clients, things like this that I'm working on. But what else is there to do now we're all quarantined? So I figured I'd put out a plea to you all. What do you want to see me do? Now, I usually do prosthetic stuff, bit of body paint, bit of beauty makeup. So, do you want to see tutorials, looks, anything really? I'm not a YouTuber, but this gives me something to do and something for you to watch. So, it's a win-win, right? I mean, if it's good, it's great. You know, you can copy it. If it's really not great, then you can laugh at it. So, the first things first, make sure you do all the YouTubey stuff, which is thumbs up thing, comment what you want to see me do in this channel, hit the bell icon, subscribe. That's it. Subscribe, bell icon, turn on notifications. That's it. And I look forward to seeing you. I will try and do one a day. I have one now. This is on my Instagram, and all my social media and that will be put in the link below. This is a burn that I'm very tempted to do straight away. This was going to be done for a podcast trailer that someone was doing, but due to quarantine, it is no longer going to be used. So why let it go to waste? They're quick and easy to make. So I look forward to hearing from you, and let's get some looks going, or tutorials, or whatever you want. Okay, so I am going for a burned look using the prosthetic that I couldn't use before, and to add some depth to this cheaply, I'm using liquid latex. Don't sniff it, it stinks. Now, using liquid latex, it is a real cheap way of doing a lot of prosthetics, but check before you smother your face with it that you don't have an allergy, because that's the last thing you want to do. Smother it all over your face and find out you're allergic to the stuff. Now, I am splattering all this over because I'm going to use it as a skin layer to peel back. Now, I'm going to do a couple of layers of this, and I'm sorry that the light's bad, the sun's at a weird angle. I haven't got a studio set up. You know, I'm a freelance makeup artist, I don't have the money. Especially with no work coming in at the moment. Now, certainly don't put this too close to your eye. I'm going pretty close to my brow here, so this could hurt taking it off. I do have, however, some Pro Shield, and I have put this is a pre-warning I should have told you about. I've put a bit of Vaseline on my brows just to help with the removal application. I'm just using a real cheap cosmetic sponge and using a stippling motion. I want to build it up fairly thick, and I'm going to be tearing holes in this, so in the center, and pulling it back, cutting away excess that I don't need, and using that where the burn has come through. Now, I'm not going to do the full face. I'm doing as though I've been burned from this side. So, as I'm wearing a low top, I might as well go down to my neck and add it there as well. Now it's already starting to dry. I can feel it drying. You can probably see that. And what I'm going to do is just wait for that layer to dry, and I'm going to use up what I've got left afterwards. So now I've got a couple of layers on. It still hasn't fully dried, and the sun is right in my eyeballs. I'm not going to say that. I love the sun. I love the heat. It can never be too hot, especially in England. So all I need to do is wait for these little bits here to dry a little bit more. But as you can see, I've got little spots of stuff and that as well. Now, all you need to do is make holes to start with. And now, because it's so thick, like this, and latex gives a basic illusion of sort of peeled skin. It's not the best medium, but it's the cheapest medium to do so. And what I intend to do now, if I was doing this on someone else, I'd be using some rounded edge scissors to cut away properly. But why not just rip the hell out of it? Oh, nice bit of flappy skin. Now, I think anyone that starts in prosthetics starts with latex, as long as you ain't got an allergy, because it's cheap, it's fun. you can do a fair amount with it, to be fair, including ball caps. So if you haven't tried that, you definitely should. Now, I want basically one big huge hole for me to start sticking my burnt skin onto in the center of. So I'll fast forward this bit. And I think that'll about do. So now for the next stage. These burns you can still do. You have to be very careful with. It's going to cost you a bit more than latex, but they're created with cap plastic. And that cap plastic is set alight, hence being careful. And because cap plastic is used for ball caps, but also for blending of edges, it looks like skin. So as you can see, I'd have had to do all loads of shading and everything here, but actually, in fact, this bit was a big lump that I tested out. So that, if I get a bit of glue on that, that should just stick in on this cheek bit here. Now, for a set, I wouldn't be using latex at all because you can't blend it out. And in fact, I would be sticking sheets of this on and melting it away, and then building up the skin around it. So this is a very thick lump, and I'm just going to glue that in about there. And now we want a fairly big piece. Something like that. Now I'm using Prozaid to stick all this down with, which is medical grade adhesive. Comes off easy, much easier than latex anyway. Doesn't rip your skin away like latex tends to. And I'm going to stick that bit right about there. And then another really big bit for this here. Lovely. Now it doesn't actually take long to create these pieces at all. And the good thing is, without using the latex, you can keep bits flaking away like this, having a bit of skin effect. So that will do. I've still got a sheet here to use with out the latex at a later date, but that will do for this look. Now it's all going in with the shading. Right, so getting blinded by the sun, I am now literally going to put a bit of makeup all over it, and it's not coming out. There's loads in it. Now I know from my days working on a makeup counter that they get air bubbles, so if you just do this lots, it eventually comes out. You can be there for quite a while though. Skip this bit. Right, got the makeup out eventually. I'm going in with another cheap cosmetic sponge, and all I'm doing is going to pat down the edges where the latex is. So it looks a little bit more like skin. It's really hard to see in this light, I tell you. Probably is for you as well. Lovely jubbly. So now we've got the latex looking a little bit more like skin. I'm going to go in with some colours. Now I've got this palette here, sleek Eye Divine palette, and I noticed it's got one of these rubbish things in it. So I'm going to apply it all with this. I'm going to start with, oh, let's have a look, NYX Mystic Petals. I'm going to go in, oh, let's see, this one here, I think. These are so rubbish. If you ever get them and you've already got brushes, throw them away. That's exactly what I'm going to do with this. And all I'm going to do is add a little bit, not that I can even see what I'm doing, a little bit of colour to the edge where clearly the skin has been peeled away, so it's not going to be that delicate. And I'm going in with a fairly subtle shade. This light is killing me. I think I'm going to have to, for my next video, pull the curtain and set up a light. Now, if you're doing dark colours, which I'm going to be using pretty much black. You want to start with the lighter shades when you're using just one tool and go darker, of course, because it's harder. I can't see anything. All I'm seeing is my reflection on the screen as well. Right, I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to go in with the one next to it, which is a slightly darker colour. Let's see if this is going to show up a bit more. It might just be the light. It probably is just the light. I think it is. So let's try this. Lighting is everything, guys, when it comes to makeup. If you ain't got the right lighting, you're going to struggle. And clearly, I didn't set this up right today. Now, I'm only wanting the lightest kind of shade on it. It's only my eye that I want to black up a bit. And I guess bits like this, which I can't even see what I'm doing now, where there's gaps, where I haven't managed to line it up right. But I'm going to fill that anyway later on in the last stage. Now this is very much what I would class as a Facebook, Instagram kind of look, where it's doing makeup that you wouldn't use on set, you wouldn't use for a proper photo shoot, but for having a bit of a laugh, it's absolutely fine. Now I'm going in with this again, a NYX palette, but it's just a black basically. Any old black would do. And because I've used latex and I didn't use a dissolver to get rid of the excess here, I would normally blend that right up to the eye, and that's all I'd be doing. Possibly building up with a bit of Pros-Aid at the end to make a bit more flappiness. Because we've done latex, I've not gone anywhere near the eye, more for safety reasons than anything. So I'm going to have to shade around that. And there's a little bit there, a little bit there. There's probably loads down here which I can't actually see with the light. I certainly can't feel it. Alright. I'm looking forward to throwing that in a bin. Now I'm just going to go in with some fake blood. Now there's loads out there, but of course when things burn there ain't going to be a huge amount of blood, because it's going to coagulate and burn up, a bit like this effect. So when I'm adding this blood, I'm not going in all crazy, like, loads of blood, loads of blood. This is my drippy blood. And it is literally that. I am stitching it in, squeezing it in, and letting it drip. Because what's more natural than blood going where blood would naturally go if it was coming out that area? And then I'm going to go in with some wound filler. And that's going to give the actual blood effect I'm after. So that's going to come out there, isn't it? Yeah. Bit too much. Now, it's important to get good quality blood, because if you get cheap stuff, it's just going to stain your clothes. If you get it on you, it's going to stain your skin. You're going to have trouble getting it off. Good quality blood has been tested on multiple different fabrics. It's not going to stain. Now this stuff is where it gets more fun. So this is wound filler. And this is where it's going to start crumbling up. This stuff is really amazing, and you can get various different types. All good for their own reasons. All blood's different. You've got to get the one that you're after for the look you're after. Now then, let's tidy this up. So there we have it, guys. That is a very quick, easy way to do a burn. Plenty of other ways to do it, but if you want to see a tutorial on how to do certain things, maybe things I've hinted at or discussed in this video, maybe something a bit more advanced, do drop a comment and do all the YouTube stuff, like, comment, all that sort of stuff, share. Let's have some fun this quarantine. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Burned Up Steve, and I'm actually getting quite hungry now. I think it's time for hot dogs. Keep safe.